007 35192. Send me a text. The Guardians are going for the sweep of the Oakland A's, and they're well on their way. They got a barn burner going. It is the top of the fifth, right around the corner here. Nothing. Oh, what a good time for a businessman special. But all they need is one run, and they will complete the sweep. 7-6 was the final last night. Extra innings there for the 3-2 win on Tuesday. They'll stay here at home. Tomorrow night they're going to host the Milwaukee Brewers. So they'll play them tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday before they hit the road to play Kansas City and the Cubs at Wrigley in a couple of weeks. They announced Dave Chappelle is going to be doing some shows, too, for people who are interested in that. They just dropped the press release on that minutes ago. You know, have you guys both gone to those shows? Mary, you got screwed out of that show a couple of years ago, didn't you?
Because of COVID,
Because of COVID. The Bill's gone.
Yeah, I went to...
Out there in Yellow Springs, he's going to be doing shows July 6th, 7th, and 8th. I'll be in Vegas that week, so I'm sorry I cannot be your plus one, listener. But those tickets will go on sale Monday morning at 10 o'clock. Dave Chappelle and friends. Who was there when you saw him? Was it Michelle Wolf?
Michelle Wolf, Bill Burr,
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, Donnell
It was a
Rawlings,
murderer's row.
Tony Woods, who's amazing.
This is at the Warwick Pavilion. This is right in Yellow Springs, or this is on his property?
This is I don't think it's on his property. I think he's made a deal with whoever owns the
city
pavilion.
or whatever.
Yeah. Who else was on that show? I mean, it was
a lot of good people.
A lot of good people.
How long of a show is that?
It was about 3 hours. I feel like it was a long show.
That is a long show.
Peter was there too. I saw him there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a great show. There's some other lesser known guys, but still very funny guys.
Michelle Wolf is going to be at Hilarities in October.
I love Michelle Wolf.
She's great.
So funny.
Yeah, she's
be a lot of fun
funny.
seeing her. So anyway, no matter who's with him, those are when the shows are going to happen. If you haven't had a chance yet to see Dave Chappelle in his virtual backyard there in Yellow Springs, July 6th, 7th, and 8th for those shows. Don't know what the tickets will cost, but they'll be on sale Monday morning, 10 o'clock at Ticketmaster.com. You know, when you really want to get things done in these United States, they can still get done. You recall not long ago, a couple of weeks back, that bridge in Philadelphia collapsed, cutting down a massive, massive artery all the way up and down the eastern seaboard there of I-95. There was a truck that caught on fire underneath an overpass, and it collapsed that part of the bridge. And they said, it's such a massive project, it's going to take us a couple of months. And so people are going to get routed through, no matter anybody going through Philly or you know, anywhere near that area, with the ripple effects beyond the Philadelphia metropolitan area. Well, they are almost done with the rebuild. 2 weeks later. You know, this has been a complaint of people in this country for a long time. Why the hell can't we get things done quickly anymore? And a lot of people will complain about too many levels of red tape, and they're probably absolutely correct on that. I would defer to people who do this for a living to complain about it. But if you've ever seen like time-lapse video of a similar collapse in another country, right? And they'll go, hey, look at Denmark. They built an entire bridge in 48 hours. Or look at China. Now, when you're operating largely in some countries, virtual slave labor, that helps a lot. Where we don't really do too much of that here. But it's pretty impressive. Now, I would venture to say that it's because that's such a massive artery. There was no way they could keep that shut down for 2 months. You have companies sending their trucking through there. You have, you know, potentially billions of dollars worth of whatever moving around there. And so that's going to give everybody a kick in the pants. But the construction crews there in Philly have been working around the clock. They've been working 24 hours a day to get this portion of bridge rebuilt.
Based on the tremendous progress that we have made over the last 72 hours and the time it takes to complete the remaining steps, I can confidently state right here, right now, the traffic will be flowing here on I-95 this weekend. This weekend.
I think it is technically like a temporary artery. They don't have the whole thing. That's Josh Shapiro. He is the governor of the great state of Pennsylvania. He, I think it's like a temporary thing while they rebuild the permanent structure. But you got traffic flowing through there. You know, people go, Alan, they're doing this in Philly. They can't even do potholes in Cleveland. And Philly's a little bit bigger than Cleveland, but, you know, more revenue flowing through it, but I don't know. What did I tell you? What have I told you? You want the potholes filled in your neighborhood? Take a cue from some pranksters' books and just spray paint giant penises around those potholes. They will be filled with the quickness.
With
Just
what, though?
Huh? With what?
With what?
Fast-drying semen. They will, I'm sorry.
Dries hard, dries tight.
It's with asphalt. What do they fill potholes with? Asphalt? You know, the guys get out there with the giant thing of steam and tar and asphalt, and they fill them up, and they, you know, I don't know. Every city, every major city has complaints about potholes, and nobody can seem to figure out why. You know, it's not a complaint that's
Make the roads out of tires.
There you go.
So I'm just processing that very quickly. Is this $1 million idea that's come to light, or
it's $1 billion
$1 billion?
idea.
So make the road, yeah, but they would melt
But-
in the sun. I mean, the terrible time to make that transition when climate change is
You
barreling
get
down the highway.
Non-melting tires.
Non-melting tires. Okay.
I mean, what temperature does rubber melt at?
225 degrees.
225.
25 degree. Oh, 225.
Mhm.
Rubber melting point is the rubber melting point of rubber. It will begin to melt at about 350 degrees
Man,
Fahrenheit.
I was close.
She was very close.
So
I assumed you meant Celsius.
I
Mary.
don't think
Yes.
it's going to get to 300 degrees outside. Now, the thing is, if it's black, it's going to absorb sunlight, so it's going to get hotter
Black,
that way.
black.
Most tires are black. That's why.
Okay, goes,
so
why's
we-
it got to be black?
We
Is there,
get
are
white
there other
tires.
colors of tires?
Sure.
I mean,
I don't think I've ever seen a white tire.
you have
there's
to
like
special
white
order 'em.
walls, yeah.
Yeah, you can get blue tires.
I'm sure we can
I was driving around on Kelly Green tires for a long time.
get some, or we can just paint the tires,
Yeah.
tire roads, and then we make the wheels out of cement.
Now
Out
we're
of
talking.
cement. So it's like the Flintstones kind of approach
Clunk,
to,
clunk, clunk.
road management. Will they also be square? Will they be concrete squares?
Why would they be squares?
Because if you're going to make them, if you're going
Wheels.
to make them out of concrete, it doesn't matter what shape they are. They're not going to be able to move with any
Right.
kind of.
I can't take credit for this idea. This was from an episode of Darkwing Duck, where they traveled to some sort of dinosaur universe, and they
Okay.
had rubber roads with stone tires.
I
and
see.
things seemed to go pretty well.
Really?
In Darkwing Duck.
I guess
Darkwing
so.
Duck with the dinosaurs that drove cars.
Huh.
3 wheels.
Man, this song slaps.
That Darkwing Duck theme, it does slap, doesn't it?
It does.
Kids say it
Also,
slaps.
How have we not had a Darkwing Duck renaissance yet? Darkwing Duck was fantastic.
He was like a superhero or something? He was like
yeah,
Batman?
he was like a
Like a vigilante?
He was like the
yeah.
Scarlet Pimpernel or something,
Yeah,
right? He had like a cape and he had like
cape
a
and a
Zorro
hat,
hat.
but he was just bad at being a superhero. But he's still somehow always stopped the bad guys because they were also bad at being bad guys.
I remember
Who
the
is
show,
this,
but I
DeBarge?
didn't watch it.
Darkwing Duck.
Let's get dangerous.
He knows the lyrics and
Yeah.
everything. All right.
Darkwing Duck.
Uh-huh. Because it was still Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck is a great example of a show that people remember with great familiarity and affection, but they always think it was on longer than it was. It was not on long at all. They've kind of, the original Darkwing Duck, they did not do a lot of those episodes. It was like on Saturday mornings. I was still in college because I remember like I'd be high or something and I'd be watching Darkwing Duck in the what are those things called in college,
Dormitory.
Mary? No,
No,
like
like
the room with the TV and there's couches and crap and the
TV room.
on your there you go, the TV room,
No,
the
like
lounge,
the common
Commons.
area.
like the
Yeah.
lounge. Yeah, you'd be sitting in there watching Darkwing Duck, eating some friggin' Fruity Pebbles.
I love Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, pretty good. I got to stop though.
I'll eat a box of Fruity Pebbles in one
the
sitting.
hell?
Well, there's so much air in a bag of
did
Fruity
they-
Pebbles that you can't eat an entire box.
Watch me.
Yeah, and I feel bad, but I got to stop because the last bowl I had, man, I thought my stomach was going to explode.
Mixing bowl.
No, it wasn't that. It was a cereal bowl, and I was sharing some with my daughter because I'll only eat that kind of stuff like on a random Saturday morning, and it just so happened to be a couple of weekends ago. I didn't have anything to do that Saturday morning. I said, let's have some Fruity Pebbles, and I went up and had a bowl, and I'm sharing them with Nora. But boy, I just felt awful after
I've
that. So
never
I'm like,
felt good after eating cereal.
normally that stuff doesn't bother me at all. I'm like, well, I guess I'm to the point now where a bowl of Fruity Pebbles kicks my ass. Because I get the Fruity Pebbles with the marshmallows, so you might as well just be eating a bag of sugar.
Right.
But boy, I was in somersaults after that. What were you saying, William? Darkwing Duck?
Yeah, it's good. I'm trying to find this episode that I'm pretty sure is Darkwing Duck, where they got to some dinosaur land.
Was it
and they had
DuckTales?
It might have been DuckTales. I'm pretty sure it's Darkwing Duck, though.
Alan, tires are actually dyed black. The natural color is white.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go. Let's
Make
make
'em
pound
white.
cake feel a little bit better.
Save money on dye.
Mm-hmm.
They should. Why are they dyeing tires black? Just make them white. Tires would be awesome looking.
Well, because they'd get all scuffed up on the road
Yeah, they
anyway.
look-
so
yeah,
they
they
but
would
look
look
totally
dirty
look
and
gross.
ugly.
Look all cool.
I think it would look cool. I don't know. I'm sure
to
that I'm sure they have their reasons. I went to go. My air pressure light went on this morning, and so I went to fill up my tires at Conrad's. And as I'm crouching down, looking at the tire, it just so happens that I can see there's a giant screw in my tire. Oh well, there you go. Because like I don't have one of those cars that tells you which tire.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah,
Oh,
Gwen's
really?
car has that. She goes, which one is it? I go, I don't know. A light comes on and it just like, that's your air pressure, tires low light. No, it didn't tell me which one. So I got to go around all four of them.
Same.
And as I'm crouching down, I go, oh, there's a big screw sticking out of my tire. That's fun. So potholes, whatever, fill them with whatever. But that bridge in Philly has gone up much, much more quickly. So short story long, when you really got to put the screws to people like that, you're like, we've got a major Eastern Seaboard artery here for business and commerce and all this stuff. They go, oh, yeah, I guess we can get it done. You just got to get the right incentive for them. They're going to have a press conference in about 25 minutes on this submersible, this billionaire fart tube that they are pretty much resigned to the fact that since they're past their oxygen threshold. And the last update was that the people searching for this submersible found a debris field, which leads them to believe, I'm so stupid that I didn't realize how deep they were. Because the Titanic, a lot of people don't know this, but
Sank.
no, please, everybody knows that. What a lot of people don't know is how far down the seabed is.
Miles.
I thought like you could just kind of walk out onto the beach, Lake Erie, and like you could
did
touch the
not.
Titanic with your toe.
No, you didn't.
I didn't think so.
Could you imagine if all those people were just being dramatic? They're like, oh my God, we're sinking. And they're like, oh, wait.
They have snorkel hoses
Put
coming
your
out
feet
of.
down.
I can touch the ground. Okay, never mind.
That's why the duct tape is okay on the submersible.
It'd still be cold, though.
Well, now the finger pointing starts because you have I thought the funniest complaint was from the families of Titanic survivors. I'm like, guys, these are your dead grandparents and great-grandparents, right? These people, they're like, let them, or even people that didn't survive, like, descendants of people that were on the Titanic. They're mad at this company. The company sounds like they were cutting corners. The families of the billionaires are mad. But they said that they reached their oxygen threshold and that there's, unless a miracle happens, but it didn't sound like anything was pointing to that.
They're breathing in the oxygen, and so the oxygen levels are going down. They're bleeding it in from the scuba tanks, but they're also exhaling carbon dioxide. So it's a poison. And so what's happening is by now they're starting to get headaches. You get nausea, you start to get confused, and eventually you poison yourself. So you want to remain calm, breathe slowly, relax,
You
don't
can't.
use any air.
You
No,
probably just go to sleep.
I think you do
you
because
just like breathe so slowly that your body
Yeah.
just starts shutting down. That's friggin' terrible.
you are.
What an awful way to go.
But it's also better than drowning.
Drowning's faster.
Is it?
Well, them being in the capsule.
Going to sleep and just not waking up? I mean,
But you're the whole time that you're not able to breathe, you know you're about to die. You could drown in a minute or two.
Like, you're still thinking, like,
a minute. How long? I was watching. My daughter has swim team every morning, and so we're at the pool there at 7:30, And I'm sitting there and I'm watching her, and I'm thinking, boy, I hope I don't drown to death. You know,
That'd
you
be
never
the
know how
worst.
you're going to die. I'm like, because again, I'm not a strong swimmer. In a pinch, I'm okay, but I didn't grow up in a family where it was
No empathy, no water sports.
I didn't say no water sports, Bill. I just said I'm not a strong swimmer. Point being is that my kids all swim like fish. They're great. So I don't worry about that. As a parent, that was always my biggest fear is I'm like, I really should know how to swim because if I got to save one of my kids. But they're not going to need saving. However, I'm just sitting there watching going, God, boy, it would suck to drown because I was watching them practice. I was thinking about the submersible. I'm like, God, that would suck because a minute is a long time to feel your lungs fill with air. I mean, I'm sure you just give yourself over to it
Or
like
with
any
water
situation.
or with a non.
Sorry, a water.
However you die, you know.
I
Just to
found that
feel your
episode.
lungs fill with air, Bill, would just be,
Back to important things. I found that episode of Darkwing Duck.
Oh,
I
you
sent
did?
it to you. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Good. I think I was getting a little morbid there. So, okay. I have a timestamp. I don't have a link.
Oh, there's no link?
No.
Would you rather? Well, I feel like what's the worst way to go? Probably burning to death, right?
Yeah, that would suck too. I mean, there's no.
Because that's slow.
I
Yeah.
just want to be drugged.
Unless you have like a heart attack or something.
And
You know what I mean?
you could conceivably be saved.
Ugh,
At which point you're like lying there.
crispy.
Yeah, like Aaron. Who played Two-Face?
Aaron.
Eckhart.
Aaron Eckhart.
Just Aaron.
Thank you.
There you go. Now you should have
All right,
a
sir.
link.
Well, let me see. Hey, there we go. All right. And that's the pertinent timestamp on it?
Yes.
Okay. Should this be a video?
Yeah, why not?
A big rock from the sky can follow them.
Wait a minute, I didn't mean...
You're not from the future. I have seen the future, and its name is Duckbillville. Observe, a city run by technology, not bureaucracy. Nope, no pencil-pushing politicians for us. Yes, sir, a true utopia whose motto is improve it or move it.
There's no expletives in this, is there?
Not in Darkwing Duck.
Duck.
No, it's not.
I just want to make
Yeah.
sure, the kids expect more and more adult entertainment these days.
Well, your
30
car sure
years
runs smooth even if it does have concrete tires.
That's because our roads are the latest high-performance steel belted radials.
You mean you have concrete tires and rubber roads?
That's right. In fact, our fair city is in the absolute forefront of modern technology. Just check out our new office elevator building. Pretty neat. I knew you'd be speechless.
Why does that sound like Poundcake?
It does not sound like me.
Well, I'm
All
glad about that.
excited.
I'm glad to be wrong.
Poundcake says steel belted rubber roads.
Steel belted rubber roads.
Say it the way you normally talk.
Say yellow rubber baby bumpers.
Rubber baby buggy bumpers.
Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Where's the yellow come in?
Red
Red
leather,
leather,
yellow
yellow leather.
lather.
Lather. Oh.
Red, yellow, leather.
No,
red,
red-
leather, yellow, leather.
No, yellow lather.
Lather.
Why would it be lather?
Because it's hard to say.
Because you're trying to say different words.
Yeah, but lather and leather sound. You have to make the same.
Exactly. That's
the-
why it's hard.
That's why it's a tongue
That's why
twister.
it's a tongue twister, dummy.
Red, leather, yellow, lather.
Yes. Red leather, yellow lather.
Right.
Or red
It's
leather,
leather.
yellow leather. It's,
Yeah, red leather,
no.
yellow leather.
Alan
No,
once-
it's not two leathers.
It's two leathers.
No, it's not. One of them's a lather.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.
What is this?
Red leather, yellow leather,
It's the song Red Leather, Yellow Leather.
There's no song.
red leather, yellow leather.
Are you telling me that you
There is a song apparently.
you don't believe those British kids?
No.
All right.
You're also not British.
Me?
You.
You don't know me.
I've known you.
I'm Scotch-Irish.
I know you.
I've got to take a break.
It's,
if you
it's red leather, yellow leather.
Yeah, I know.
Like
No,
this.
it's not.
if you want to send a text, 3-5